showing up to our first ever parent meeting. And I want you to know that the only reason that we're doing this is because we have so many committed and engaged families that we haven't had that before. If I would have planned one of these if I thought we'd have this kind of numbers show up before. But now we have a great community going. We have a lot of engaged families. And so we're asking a lot of questions. And so I want to try to answer as many questions as I can. I also know that there are veteran parents in the room and brand new parents in the room. And I want an opportunity for you guys to get to know each other. I mean, there's not going to be like a mixer or anything, but see each other, at least maybe you'll get a chance to introduce each other and introduce yourselves and get a chance to connect so that you can ask them questions too as you move through this journey of wrestling. So I'm going to do, please bear with me. I know that this looks like a very, very long agenda, but it is an agenda and handout, if you will. So parents who aren't here, I can give them this and they'll kind of know what we covered. So I normally would not give a detailed agenda like this, but there is a lot that we want to explain and go through. Because in St. Louis, there's not a lot of wrestling in the city. That's why we were created, right? So we understand that a lot of people have never even seen the sport. You don't have context. You don't have the experience of signing up for tournaments. You don't have the experience of showing up for a very long wrestling season, right? And why we have such high expectations. So that's what this is about and why there's kind of a lot of details. Quick introductions. Y'all know me, Sarah, Coach Sarah, director, founder, coach, all of the above. If you don't know, we have some of our staff coaches here. Coach Andy, has been with us so we're about to celebrate our 10th anniversary in March. Look for information on that. And I think Andy's been with us 9 out of the 10 years. I didn't look it up, but long time. And he lives also close by, which is why we don't close for weather, because both of us are gonna get here. So we're here. I live 3 blocks away, so even in a blizzard, I could walk. So that's why we don't close. We're here if you can make it, kind of thing. No pressure. Coach Jeremy is down there. A lot of you don't know Jeremy as well, but he has been a part of the organization just as long, and wrestled at Ohio State at Division I, Big Ten, Ohio State, and grew up wrestling in Ohio. So he has a lot of valuable experience in that area, and I have strong-armed him into coming back this year in the role of a staff coach to be there and help kind of more. Coach Nate or Coach Sykes is coming. He'll be on his way, and he's been with me, my ride or die for the whole time. He's been our coach since we opened. So he's been there from day one, before day one. And then we have some other volunteer coaches that you'll meet throughout. I encourage you. I'm going to reference our website quite a bit. Why I did have it pulled up. But feel free, if you go to the organization tab, you can go see everyone's pictures. All right, what is wrestle? So wrestle was founded 10 years ago because people got together and saw that there was a need. The sport of wrestling had about died in the city, and it has a long history. And so some people, 5 of us, got together and created a nonprofit that is aimed at introducing kids and families to the sport as well as growing in sport in the city. We pride ourselves on the mentorship aspect that we bring. We pride ourselves on the fact that we ask our members to act like owners, that our kids are doing chores at the end of practice. You are sitting on a clean mat, and I promise you, you are sitting on a much cleaner space than you would at any other wrestling club, because every night we're cleaning the mats, we clean the bathroom, we wipe down even the doorknobs, right, with Lysol. We want a clean, safe environment. From the beginning, I have always wanted a high-quality user experience. That too much the sport of wrestling believes you gotta be gritty, dirty, small, dark in order to be quality wrestling, right? Like be in a garage. And just to get my talk, I'm sitting all awkward. And that, I don't believe that is true. I think that you can have a very clean, positive, professional user experience while still being a nonprofit that has a very low budget and keep things thrifty and keep everyone involved. So that's been why you're in a nice space that has lots of equipment. I will say that anything of value that you see is probably Andy's. He all the weight room is mostly his, and he has contributed and donated countless amounts to make sure that we can stream we're streaming our practices live on YouTube. We are posting every match on YouTube. Like that's a dream come true. And so, I won't thank you. And it changes that experience tremendously. So that's a little bit about what our goal is, what we're here for, and we want to be here for you. Most importantly, though, at top of mind is to make sure that our kids, our families, our parents, that they feel seen, heard, and appreciated. You'll hear me preaching that a lot. This year, that's kind of my own mantra for the last couple of years, but I want to make sure that kids feel seen, heard, and appreciated. I think that makes a difference in their future. I think that makes a difference in our communities. That when people feel seen, that they know that there's accountability, right? And often it means they feel valued. And too often, especially around here, we see youth, adults who don't feel valued, so therefore they don't value their community. So I want to make sure that even our parents or grandparents or other people, I try really hard and the best that I can to make people feel seen and heard and know that I appreciate you and I appreciate that you show up. Okay? So that is, I want to make sure we know that. All right. We talk about that club culture and what we expect here. Show up with purpose is what we put on the back of our shirts this year. It's very important that we want everyone to have a purpose, to show up, whether it's here in the wrestling room with a purpose, show up in the classroom, at home, in life, with a purpose, and to show up. It's so simple, yet makes all the difference. It is so simple, and I say this in other aspects, Fox Park, other volunteer things. If you don't know, I'm also president of the Fox Park Neighborhood Association, which you are sitting in right now. So showing up is the most, it just, no matter what you do, showing up, that's what makes the difference. And so, whether you're volunteering or wrestling or parenting or whatever. That's why we put that on our shirts. And you're going to hear a common thread of that throughout this evening, along with communication. You'll hear that thread as well. So practice expectations. We want you to arrive 15 minutes early. But we know, our practice times are not ideal. I get it. We do the best we can to, and so yeah, and seamless drivers are bananas. So yes, you may be late, and we get it. But we want to make sure that when kids are coming in the room, when they cross that door now it's up to them. Right now they can't get themselves here sooner, but once they get in the room, we want to show some hustle. Show us when you get here, and how much have we yelled at? Yeah, a lot. Show us that you want to be here, and that you don't want to be missing any practice. So I get it, but ideally 15 minutes early. And if you arrive early, these guys can attest to this, right? If you arrive early, that's to get in stretching, footwork, extra drilling. It is not what? Yeah, it's not for running around, it's not for being a nut bar. This is not your romper room or what I made a date to myself. This is not recess. That's not what we're here for. And when people come in and horseplay, someone gets hurt. Now that you guys have gotten older, and not you, but somebody does. But how many times have you been here early and years ago? End up in tears. Yeah. So, we will give you something to do. That's why it says coaches are babysitters, but if you're here early, you will facilitate. We will show up for you. Okay? Scout Squad and big kids, they are expected to do club chores. There's a tablet back here where they enter their weight. I need that. It doesn't seem like it, but the second that they're not doing that is the second that I have to register them and put their weight in. And if I can't look it up on the Google sheet, I call you and say, how much does he weigh? And you say, I don't have a scale at home. I don't know. Let's wing it. And that's not how the sport works, right? So, enter their weight, and then we've given a number of them journals. We're working a lot on mindset training this year. We want them to take that time. We aren't rushing kids out of this building because we want them to linger. We want them to be here more, and we want them to take the time to do their chores and with purpose, to write in the journal as we've asked. We're not checking the journal, that's there for them, but we're providing that tool. Please bring a refillable water bottle. Please do not send Gatorade or soda or juice or any other disposable bottles. A, save the planet, but B, a refillable water bottle. It's honestly the healthiest option, and that's for the environment. If you don't have a water bottle, we have an entire cabinet boneyard full of left behind and cleaned water bottles in the kitchen. If someone needs a water bottle, we'll give it to them. But please, and they keep it in their locker. And then consistency and purpose, and that's something that you're going to hear a lot. Health and safety, if you're sick, stay home. We get it, right? But we are a sport that takes place during cold and flu season. So that is why, we start losing people in December, like you wouldn't believe. Everyone's home sick. Once something starts, it keeps going everywhere. Viruses, colds, all of it. So we also emphasize washing hands, keeping hands out of your face holes. That we have clean clothes, clean gear, right? We will tell you. How many times do I tell you? Got something, right? Go wash your hands. We take care of it and then wash your hands, right? Right. Even when our nose is running, go blow your nose, wash your hands. We have lockers for you. That locker is there to keep stuff like we want you to have what you need here. So keep a spare set of clothes in there. I don't care if your kid's 4 or 14, keep a spare set of clothes in there so that if you run out of time and you are rushing and you forget to change clothes, that they don't wear their school clothes that they just like rolled in the dirt in. Okay? So we're providing you the space, why not? Or, you know, we run out of time and they're here in G. We know, it happens. We get it. But why not keep a spare set of athletic clothes so that you can have, right? Communication channels, you hear me harp on this a lot. And I will say, again, the reason we can do this is because y'all have bought in, and I appreciate it. Everybody who is on that group meet. It's annoying, I get it. It is, but it is a great communication tool. And it is how we communicate. Tournaments, we make a group meet for that tournament so that we're not sending it to the whole group, but that we can tell you all the information that you're asking me. Emails. I try not to send a lot of emails. I really do. But yes, my emails end up very long. They are very long. But I work very hard to make them easy to read too. And I hide nuggets in there to reward you for reading them all, if you read it all. But I get it. So I either have, there's a lot of information and y'all ask a lot of questions. If I send a short email, then I'll be sending you 5 emails a week. If I send a long email that you can star and reference, go back to, I'm going to send you 5, emails maybe a month, not even. If I send you 5 emails a month, that's probably not good, not likely. But I do put a lot of important information. That's where we all, a lot of extra special stuff that comes along, like tomorrow night, and it's important. So find the emails, star them, save them. I also know that when I send them BCC, which means they probably go in some other folder. But if I don't send a BCC, blind copy, somebody's going to hit reply all, and you're going to get an email from everyone. So one or the other, either they're going to a other folder, or you're going to end up with everyone having your email and someone replies all to say yes. Instagram, we do also put cancellations on there. We put highlights. We try to put the kids on there as much as we can. They're the faces. If for some reason your child should not be on anything, let me know. But they're our best marketing tool. We want them to speak for us. But we put highlights on there. Like and share. Please share it. Like it. We need more followers. If we get more followers, then we can go live. You're not allowed to go live until you have so many followers. I mean, it's like everything relies on social media these days. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and it's one of our best marketing tools. I can't tell you how many people have called me to say that they found us through social media. So, like and share. Our calendar. Yeah, this is go off. No. All right. Are we okay if I turn the lights out for a sec? Yes. Yes.
Okay, white.
Got Halloween all over here. All right, our calendar is on the website. I will reference this so many times, right? This is our website. And so you go to our website up here in the calendar. We got a calendar here. There's instructions on how to subscribe to it, so you can even put it on your own calendar. And then as I update things, they update on your calendar. Myself as well as Andy, we work really hard to keep information on it and keep up to date. If you ask me, when are weigh-ins? guess what I'm gonna do? I don't know if you figured it out yet. I have a really terrible memory. Okay, I do. And if you ask me when our weigh-ins, I'm gonna go pull up the calendar and go click on there. And click on the flyer, and then respond after I read the flyer. So, we keep it up to date, we keep as much information on there, and he's gonna find you great tournaments, and making sure that when he puts them on the calendar, that there's the registration link and the flyer. And then written communications. I put up signs a lot, right? I now started printing out the same thing that I sent an email. I printed out and put in everybody's locker, just like your cubbies at school. Boom, heat's off. They're generating enough hot air. So I do my very, very best to communicate as much as I can and use these channels. And I guarantee that most questions can be answered in my email, in the group meet, or from this calendar. And it's not that I don't love hearing from you or love talking to you all. It's just there's no way that I, A, keep all the details straight, and B, that I mean, it's hard for me to spend practice time talking and walking through all the things that I've put out there. So I try, that's why the emails are long, because there's a lot of information. Did Nate make it yet? Not yet. So Nate is also AD at his school, athletic director at his school, or dean, or something, I don't know, he keeps getting promoted. So he's coaching something tonight, I think. So he was gonna start, and you'll see on it, he was gonna talk a little bit about wrestling identity and how kids learn and improve, but we do want to stress the fact that it's best to familiarize yourself as a family with the sport and engage with the sport. I'm gonna call out Addison's dad, Eric, over here. They're doing just that. Like, in a short amount of time, they're like, what high schools should we go follow in the city? And he specifically in the city to support the city, right? And where can we go watch wrestling? What can we do? What more? And I appreciate that because they're trying to learn the sport and see the sport. And watching videos on YouTube or Flow Wrestling, which you'll hear more about together even, that helps learn the sport better, see the pace of it, see how it works. Just engage yourself with it. Review practices or match video. Also here, we have our YouTube channel, and there's a link on our home page. You can find a lot here. There's some cool videos you really want to check out. Like this one that's from some of our high school wrestlers from this summer talking about why they like wrestle. But also there's videos, the matches from tournaments, or you can just search high school wrestling, college wrestling. I recommend that because if you just search wrestling, you are going to get Hayden's favorite sport. And then there's simple at-home things you can do, right? Bringing the sport home, work on their stance, right? I mean, simply if you're watching TV during commercials, get your stance. I mean, honestly, we stress that so much because it's a big part of the sport. The Boylans, I'll call out too. Even when they can't make practice, Dad's been making sure that they get a really great workout in. During the off week, they asked, what should we be doing? And they went and did that. And at first, they didn't like it, but then they appreciated it. And so, they still don't like it.
But they do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying everybody has to take a 20-minute run in 25-degree weather, but they did.
Oh, it wasn't that cold. They did that the other day. It was like 25 the other day they did it. Well, they couldn't find the code, so it was punishment.
But they did it, and I'll bet you they feel a little bit stronger after doing it.
I bet they won't forget the coach.
That too. That too. Effort. I was gonna have Jeremy's gonna talk a little bit about that, and you see what? Great. I can turn the lights on briefly. Okay. I'm gonna let Jeremy take part of this. You go well. Oh, sorry.
Scout, no, you can't have it, girl.
Oh.
No.
We're gonna turn the lights on for parts of this. Wake up! You guys can go get some snacks.
She did it wrong with it, Scout.
Yeah.
No,
Uh-uh.
no.
Nope. Scout. How many people live there? Go ahead.
To add on to some of Sarah's points, wreSTL is an excellent outlet. Go on Facebook. They're always posting right now. And if you watch a few movies, obviously Facebook will send you 1,000 more, which is great and also annoying, but you know, looking at how some of those athletes, I like watching college wrestlers and the international wrestlers. They just hold a perfect stance the whole match, which is something that we try to encourage in the kids. So having them watch just these elite wrestlers helps narrow what they're looking at and what success also looks like when wrestlers down and they come back. It's encouraging to them. So to dive into the effort and consistency and commitment, strong benefits of wrestling. If y'all don't know, if you're new to the sport, you know, is the ability to practice how to prevail through a difficult obstacle. So an opponent that you're getting beat up on, you know, the more time you practice, eventually that can change. It's also the difficult side of wrestling, which we need your guys' help with. You know, doing 10 to 50 push-ups isn't fun, and it's no matter how old you get, a grand old time. But it definitely encourages the kids that you can set a goal and make it achievable, which is very beneficial. And some of these goals aren't do 100 push-ups in a practice. Some of them are as simple as teaching a wrestler how to do a somersault. We've had little wins like that. Those wins are equal out to the big ones. And our main goal is that, you know, the wrestler that comes in, when they're better by the end of the season, see this very often, and their mentality shifts from, I can't do a somersault where they're just basic jogging to they're doing that. That's a major success in their wrestling line and in life. So we're looking to really ingrain that I can set a goal and I can achieve a goal. And then also, if I don't achieve a goal, if I don't succeed in a match, that's okay. And work towards getting to that goal and succeeding. That takes, like the notes say here, consistency. Every practice that we can get to, our goal is to make one a little bit better by the end of practice, even if that's changing the movement. Now that's my point. So consistency, which is followed by commitment, committing to that, getting to practice as often as possible. Also achieve goals. Yeah, thank you.
New this year also is our parent promise. In case you didn't know, all of our kids go through our athlete code of conduct commitment. We do it together in a group. He shakes his head. He's done it every year. They sign it new every year, and it also highlights our 6 club goals. You can also find that on our website if you want. But In addition to the athlete code of conduct, and we do stress that that's their moment to buy in. That is their time to say, yeah, I want to be a part of this. And yeah, I like what we're doing, right? Like I'm going to be a part of it. New this year, we added the parent promise, which I put copies out. I am not going to make us go through that individually together, but I do want to make sure that we understand it. The light on, I can't see, so. But, so it is important that we understand why that we need parents. I know. I just want to, I needed to pull on myself. That at the end of the day, the point is that we want parents to be parents, not coaches. And even those who have some experience coaching, they're not here coaching. And we appreciate respecting that. We maintain parents not in the room, and that's physically and metaphysically, emotionally, right? And there's a reason for that. We want our kids to be able to learn to be independent, but also we know that they are always going to act a little different with a parent's eye on them. That even, and I, like, we are an open book, so yeah, even standing in the window and watching, it is great. Pulling up a lawn chair does not, is not the nature of our rule, right? It's not in conjunction like that. So, which has been done. You chuckle, but it has been done. And so, we want kids to also develop really great relationships with the coaches and their teammates. So, that's why we're big on that. Thank you to Colin, by the way, for putting in, we donated our wall and door so that we now have 2 spaces for you to be that is not in the wrestling room in our small building. Yes, I'm anal about the doors being shut, not just so that you're not in the room and kids aren't running to you or waving at you or paying attention to you, but as you can see, you're experiencing yourselves that even though the walls don't go all the way up, it keeps the heat and air conditioning in here. And when that door, if we were to open that door, y'all would end up with a nice, cool breeze coming through, and then it costs us more money. We had an $830 Ameren bill in June. We're not even open 5 days a week. We're not even open 5 nights a week, and we had an $830 bill. So, sorry when I'm a jerk about that stuff. And then just talking a little bit about, we stream practices so you can see what's going on. We do want to be an open book. We record matches. We try to share photos. I'm taking, we all have our electronics out trying to record it. So we make it available to you. The analogy I put in is, if your kid was on a swimming team, you're not going to sit with your toes dangling in the water during practice or meet. I just think, So that's why that's kind of the same concept, right? And we give the tough love, and we want you to give the unconditional love, right? That unconditional support, that doesn't mean you have to coddle them or baby, but they need both. Kids need both. Kids need coaches and they need parents, right? So we're here to give that really tough love, like the toughness, but they also need love and support from parents to say, hey, good job just getting out there. We're going to do that too, but they need both sides of it, right? So I hope that you'll read the parent promise, understand where it comes from, and help make sure we continue, and I will say continue our very, very, very positive atmosphere. And I'm willing to bet that the parents who have a lot of experience in wrestling will tell you that we have a very positive culture here. And we groomed that, like we've really maintained that. No? Oh, I thought like what? Oh, okay, that's fine. And you'll see a lot of parents not as positive in the wrestling world, and we try really hard to.
Yes, you will see a lot of parents now as positive.
And so, not here. That's what it's like. Not here, and I love it. Like everything I say, I love our families. I love the people that are associated with us and the culture and the community that we are building. All right, so I'm trying to move quick. Understanding the wrestling landscape. This is where we get into some of that nitty-gritty stuff, and it's going to cover a lot quick. And we may have to skip a little if we're going to keep it in a reasonable time, even though I did say an hour, 6 to 7:30, just like a practice, but I was hoping there'd be a lot of extra lag on the mat to get to stay or go, but talk to each other. So I want you to understand the difference between there are two governing bodies here in St. Louis. That is not usual. A lot of cities, areas, they are either USA Wrestling or AAU. We, being this border town, river town, that some guys started a long, long, long time ago doing AAU tournaments, and everyone just continued on that path. We get both. When we go to Illinois, it's USA Wrestling, which is the national governing body. That's who we give. We buy your USA Wrestling membership cards. All of our coaches are USA Wrestling leaders. That is why nobody gets on the mat with our kids unless they have a USA Wrestling card, meaning anyone over 18 or over has passed a background check and taken a safe school, or at least taken a safe school. Even my board members that USA Wrestling have taken safe sport, and apparently that's how I did it. All right, so but here in the St. Louis area, a lot of these tournaments are AAU sanctioned. So we have to have both. We buy the USA Wrestling card. We ask our families to buy the AAU card. So you go to aausports.org and get that. And anything I tell you, you know, we have a hard line that money is never a reason not to wrestle. So if you need help, ask. We will help cover any gap. But we do put the onus on the families to do the AAU card. It is confusing. And I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time going through the difference between AAU and USA Wrestling, but know that in Illinois, it's primarily USA Wrestling, and in the St. Louis area, it is primarily AAU. And you will see a very big difference in the quality of the tournaments. In the competitiveness, but also the regulation, the quality. USA Wrestling puts more regulations and demands on a sanctioned event. You're going to see better quality officiating. You're going to see a better quality environment in general. So that is why we try to get to as many of the Illinois ones as we can, but we balance it out with our St. Louis area one. And if we were to do only USA Wrestling, we'd be asking you to drive 2 hours on the weekend quite often. So that's how it works. We buy your USA Wrestling card, so many of you have gotten an email that asks you to go claim their profile. So you need to go to here. Y'all have met him. We already went already. Alright. So when you go to USAWmembership.com, create a free profile for you. And then you can go in and claim your child's profile. I have your USA Wrestling ID, but you can also find them with their name and birth date and state, which you know better than me, so. And then you go in and claim it. I can't walk you through this. I'm not really good at mine when I log in. I see something different. But my profile is here, and I can go and manage my profile. My old photo. And then I don't know if move my cursor. Yeah. Okay. But you'll see in the profiles, there's a place to claim a profile, and I can put in information, and then go claim that. And now you can control it. There is a place to sign a member agreement. And you have to kind of hunt and peck. It sort of seems to have shown up different for everyone, or not shown up for some. But if it's your first time having a USA Wrestling card, you probably need to go claim. You want to claim it and then sign that member agreement. Because when we go to USA Wrestling tournaments, like in Edwardsville, they'll send you an email saying, I noticed that you have to sign your member agreement. We need to do that. And if you go to the state, we're going to need to add your birth certificate to it. So eventually we get to that road. IKWF is in Illinois. That's a whole other conversation too. I don't know how to explain this other than they are their own thing. IKWF has their own age groups. That's the Illinois Kids Wrestling Federation. They are the USA Wrestling governing body. They are the USA Wrestling state chapter, like USA Missouri is. But they also do it's Illinois people, it's Chicago, it's Columbia. So, yeah, they do their own thing. I don't know how to explain it, but like this weekend, Herman's mom is asking, how do I do the, which age group do I put them in? For the state. And it's 8 years old, it's either bantam or intermediate. We say bantam because, we kind of decided to go bantam, the lower one, because if you go to the higher one, he's going to end up wrestling 10-year-olds when he's 8. So, I can't explain it all. Sometimes we gotta roll. We can go into more detail. I can tell you the history of it all from back in 1998 when there was a lawsuit, but it's not worth it. All right. Event platforms. The other thing I want to talk about is how do you follow along? There's 2 platforms. There is Flow Wrestling, which is an app. Download the app, create a free profile. You can then follow your wrestler or any of our wrestlers and get notifications of when they're coming up on an app. Yes, we get to tournaments and internet is not great, but it's all getting better, and that's the only way. In a way, thank God they're not doing printed brackets anymore where they put an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper taped to a wall in a hallway and then say, y'all go find them. And every person in the tournament is in this hallway trying to find theirs. And when you have old eyes, you can't see. So you won't find it. So Flow Wrestling is one. And you'll see that they now have 2 sides to things. Also, just to confuse you more, Flow Wrestling bought Track Wrestling. And this year is the first year that it is the same thing, but registration. So basically the back side is on Track Wrestling and the front side is on Flow Wrestling. That's the short version of it, right? But if it's a USA Wrestling tournament, you might still register on Track Wrestling, but the tournament would be run on USAbracketing.com. New this year, just brand new, but it was designed by the same person that created Track Wrestling. So it's not exactly starting from scratch. But here, you can, if it's being run on USA Bracketing, you can also create a free profile, and there, that's where you will follow along and find your wrestler, and you can follow the tournament along. Okay? It's confusing. But now we're going to talk about tournaments. I don't know if we're going to have time to do that case. I'm going to still completely on one. We're losing. I'm trying to wait. I'm trying not to make it go any longer than it has to. So the next part was going to be about the difference in wrestling styles, and I think that a lot of us have talked about that. And the parents that I see in the room, a lot of them already understand this. What we're doing right now this season is called folk style wrestling. It is the kind of wrestling you see in schools in America. It is the American wrestling. We are the only country in the world that does this specific style of wrestling that rewards you for control. There's no such thing as riding time in other countries. Only in college do you see riding time, and you don't need to worry about that right now, you won't see that, but the point is, it's a sport, it's focused on control, getting points just for being the one in control, okay? Then we have freestyle and Greco-Roman, which is the Olympic styles of wrestling. Freestyle, to confuse you more, girls, college wrestling is freestyle. Girls in high school are doing folk style. Make it make sense. I don't know. Because why? America. Because America. So, that's the short answer. So, just to confuse you more and get your young women ready for college, they're going to go do folk style in high school and middle school and youth. But then we go to freestyle, which is, it is a little more free. It's about, you get rewarded points just for putting them in danger. They're back, in danger of getting pinned. They're back to the mat. You get rewarded just for exposure, right? And it moves a little faster and it's freer. Greco-Roman, you'll ask, is just from the waist up. You can only attack with your from the waist up, and you can only attack their waist up. Legs are just there to keep you standing. You can't attack the legs. So that's the short version. We got to get on to tournaments and why you want to do tournaments, and the room is getting thinner and thinner, but maybe you can pass this along to all your fellow parents as we go. Why do we do tournaments? So it's important. Why do we stress it? Because tournaments build context. Guys over here who have done tournaments. Amari's done one, right? Tournament. These guys have done many. I think that they can explain that the difference between before they did a competition and after. Do you understand things better? Does practice make more sense? Practice makes more sense after they've competed because it gives you content. And it allows them to lose because you cannot learn if you don't lose. There's no losses, only lessons, constant. That's what we focus on, learning. And if you don't lose, you don't learn. So, we want them to learn, we want them to progress. And at this age, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does. We want you to succeed and win, right? But we want you to learn and that be your win. And so we push for tournaments, to compete in tournaments, because it teaches the why, the context, and also because it's great marketing for us. Because we have such a positive environment, our kids represent us well. Our kids look great out there. I get comments every tournament, at least one or two people will come up to me and go, man, they were doing really well. Like, I really respect them, or man, they're almost there, but they comment on how well they represent us. I have people come up to us and go, "Where are you? And can we come?" Like it's awareness is great when they're out there wearing our logo and looking good and looking like we are creating a positive culture here. So that's kind of the why. We want to talk about how to register for tournaments. Andy, you have some stuff
We got a video on the website.
there's a video on the website. So, so one of the things was, here's the goals tournament. You will either register on USA Bracketing or on track wrestling. Please, for God's sake, read the flyer. Like I said, if you ask me something, I'm going to go click on the flyer and read it from there. That is the rule. Like, every tournament does their own thing.
The easiest way, guys, when you're registering for tournaments, the flyers are linked on the calendar. There is a direct link for registration on the calendar. There's other ways to find them, but the easiest way is you go on the calendar, you click on tournament, click on the registration link, and it brings up the registration page. Whether it's going to be on USA Bracketing or it's going to be on Flow Wrestling / Track Wrestling, it's going to take you to where you need to go.
Sometimes you gotta look for it. Like I have to look for that, right? So I haven't registered anyone yet, so I can go do an athlete. And I'm gonna go through and put, like,
I got to register Jacoby tonight. I'll put his USAID in. It will pull up the information for me usually. You can find their USAID, USAWID. You can look anyone's up with that information that I told, right? Your name, birthday, state, or I have the list, right? But you will either be directed to register on track wrestling or USA Bracketing. A lot of times it's track wrestling. Register early. Please, register early and read the flyer. We have 2 tournaments this weekend and this dual meet tomorrow night that we're going to watch. That's 3 nights that I am asking the people who this is not their full-time job to commit, to block their weekend off. When you wait until the last second to register, that's not fair to us. We want to make sure that you're well supported. Okay? So we want to make sure all of these things that I ask you to do in advance, they may cap the entry. They may close registration before you get to it. There are deadlines for registration. And also we need to be able to make sure you have a singlet, make sure you have headgear, make sure if you have braces, you have to have a mouth guard at USA Wrestling tournaments. At Marla. I know. Scout. You know better. Come here. Come on. Let's go. So, register early so we know that you're locked in. Yeah, it's every weekend. It's a long season. We get it.
no.
But it's a long season because that's how you can't dip your toes into wrestling. Do not decide in February that you want to try a tournament and see how it goes. Because you will not get the result you want. And everybody else has been wrestling for the last 3 months. So you can't decide, let's just try one. Or at least don't expect any results if you do. Okay? So that's why we do that. Tournaments, we can't predict what time you're going to wrestle or how many matches. It's an individual sport. It relies on people registering. So, another reason to register early. A lot of these tournaments, they will do grouping. So, I put in there, what is grouping, Madison or blocked weights? That means they're going to try to get 4 to 5 wrestlers in a group in the same age division in close proximity to weight. And you do a round robin, so you are guaranteed 3 matches. That's how they do it. If there's only 2 kids in your weight class, they'll book you at 2 out of 3. Right, Ermin? Oh, Ermin left. Yeah, you know. So they want to match you up. We want to get you matches, but there's no way to predict with any accuracy what's going to happen because everyone waits the last minute to register. There's no way to tell. Where you'll be is in the stands. Where coaches will be are mat side. At USA Wrestling events and a lot of other events, that is a strict rule. Coaches are on the are the only ones allowed on the floor. And a lot of that is to also maintain control so that there's space and to make sure that we don't have those parents mat side yelling and being silly, right? So it's not always great, and the way that they have split a lot of these tournaments into by age group. So we have some wrestle at 9 a.m., some at 11, some at 1. Kind of like the fact that we are just starting to create this team environment. But that's how we do. We will send kids up when we can. A lot of times they'll be assigned to one mat, the same mat. But again, we don't know, and that's why we do the group meet to be able to communicate during the tournament what's going to happen. Bout number is the number of the matches in the order. In theory, in order. So, if you're bout number 12, and it'll be on the bracket, you should be, and there's 4, let's say there's 4 mats, and your kid is bout match number 12, in theory, they're going to be the 3rd match on a mat. Right? Math. But sometimes they run out of order, sometimes they're not. So that is why the following it on Flow or USA bracketing is the way to go, and we will do our best. But at the end of the day, if it's a youth tournament and they are assigned to mat 5, they need to be sitting by mat 5 as often as possible. They finish their match, they can go up, get a water, say hi, get a snack, and all that, but then they need to come back down because they could come up fast, especially in the afternoons as it gets going. So, logistics, we do the group meet. We want you to be there 1 hour before wrestling starts. Ask me what time you're supposed to be there. I'm going to go to the flyer and I'm going to look at, and I don't remember what age group your kid is in, right? I don't remember. I have a bad memory. So, you know, Saturday, it's like intermediate and tots are at 9 a.m., but bantam and midgets are at 1 p.m. So I need your help. When you register, to let me know and tell me what age group and weight you put in. Send me a message, send me a group meet, send me whatever, let me know, and we try to record it. And then I try to put it on the calendar on that notes. I try to list who I know is already registered. So you can see that too, and if you're not on there, I don't know you're wrestling. Transparency. So, when you wrestle, we want you there an hour before you're supposed to start. We'll warm up together. You should come ready in your wrestling shoes. If you have your singlet already, your singlet should be on. You should be packing everything in one bag so you don't forget it. You need your headgear. You need your mouthpiece. You need your singlet. You need your wrestle shirt. You need your wrestling shoes. If you know that it's their last practice of the week before they compete, make sure they take their shoes home. Because I may not be able to come here on Friday at 6 p.m. to give you their shoes, right? Weigh-ins. Yes, you have a lot of tournaments you have to weigh in. This weekend, we have arranged that weigh-ins for both the tournaments are here. We're able to offer a remote weigh-in. Otherwise, you have one tournament, and again, the flyers tell you all this, every tournament's different. One tournament, Sunday is not having any weigh-ins that morning. No weigh-ins before the tournament. you have to weigh in Saturday, and you have to weigh in at one of the designated locations, which up until yesterday were all in Illinois, right? Edwardsville. You can weigh in tomorrow at Edwardsville in the evening, or like 2.5 hours, 2 hours before the tournament starts. You get up early. They have been gracious enough, because we're going to this dual meet tomorrow night and we're going to be out late, and because they're 35 minutes that way and we're going 45 minutes that way, that we are going to have weigh-ins here at 5 o'clock before we go and leave for this dual meet tomorrow. They have allowed that. Usually weigh-ins are going to be where they are. You weigh in just your singlet and socks. They should not eat a big meal right before they step on a scale. They should go to the bathroom before they step on the scale. Clip your nails. Clip your nails always anyway. Because Andy does not like his face getting scratched up or anything else during practice when people's nails aren't cut. And the tournament is going to check their nails, right? If there's any skin lesions, they need to be covered. Safety first. But you do have to weigh in. The point is that we don't cut weight. We don't want you worrying about. We want you though. We want the kid at the lightest possible weight that they're walking around in. Right? If you weigh yourself first thing in the morning, you're gonna weigh a whole lot less than you weigh in the evening. That's not cutting weight. That's just the nature of things. You burn a pound overnight. I guarantee you'll be a pound lighter tomorrow morning than you are before you go to bed tonight. Try it. Okay, so. What?
Not 2 pounds.
Not 2 pounds. 1 pound. Try it tonight.
Try it tonight.
Step on your scale before you go to bed. Step on your scale after you go to the bathroom in the morning.
3 pounds. Yeah, right.
All right. All right. Logistics. Well, wrestling. We talked about that. At the end of the tournament, we tried really hard to get a fam photo. That means you all include everyone who's there, part of the fam, and our kids in a big photo. And preferably after medals. And we tried to do a team meeting to debrief. But we also know that some people may finish 3 hours before someone else. So we do our best. And a lot of times you're going to get a group meeting from me saying, hey, let's hurry up and do at least a team photo right now. Send them to me. That's how you'll get out of it. Gateway City Wrestling League is what we've created to give an opportunity to compete. It's a positive environment that we don't record the results. There's no weigh-ins. There's no entry fee. It is some city clubs getting together to give you an opportunity to experience competition without the stress of it being a tournament or medals and in 2 hours. It is gritty, wham bam, thank you ma'am. We go in there. We don't wear singlets. You wear a t-shirt and shorts. Like what? It depends. And you have what?
Other people wear.
If I didn't lose, I'm down for singlets. We are getting new singlets this year though. But they will be brand new singlets. Thank you in great support from Cardinals Care Foundation helping us out with that. But they are probably not going to be here until January 1. So I have a limited number of singlets. So we do the best we can, which is why I don't have enough for every kid, and we do not have 4-year-old size singlets.
Are they available to purchase?
Yeah, but that's not 4-year-old size.
Right.
Yeah, we don't.
Saying there.
We don't. Yeah. I'm really weird about
Like the other people.
I don't like to do too much where I say you need to buy something. because if someone else can't afford it, that's just me. I know that every other team in the world is like, here's our $150 equipment package. Here's our $200 equipment package. Buy that. And if you can't afford it, your kid won't wear it. I have a really hard time with that. And that's like, I don't have kids. I could buy my own, but that's why we don't do it. That's why I have that printful where you can get stuff like this ordered. They're one-offs and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
Your little website on for the merchandise again?
For the what?
The merchandise?
Yeah. Printful. It's not on the website. It's on print. It's printful. Printful.wrestle.
We'll put it in the group.
It's in the it's also on a lot of emails at the bottom. I'm not gonna have you answer these now because we're EMC. But if you could communicate with me, what can we do to help you and your kid get ready? Feel ready. We get a lot of people going, are they ready? Are they ready? I don't know. They want to watch some more. They want to do some, and then, but then we get a lot of questions like when y'all call and say, I'm interested in this. I get phone calls from parents going, hey, can you tell me about your program? Do you have wrestling? And they say, do you have opportunity to compete? And I say, yes. And we have like 4 kids competing on Saturday and 4 on Sunday. Help. Because Sunday's tournament has tops in it, which are the 6 and under.
No.
Saturday,
No, 6 and
no, that's Saturday.
So which ones?
Bulls has,
Is Bulls top?
top? Yeah. Right?
I mean, there's one next.
What?
From other parents, I think there's from my perspective, Sarah, like Charlie has been doing, I don't know what he's doing with her. He's doing
Yeah.
and I was like, well, he don't know what to do. He's such a confident kid, like, he's a hater, right? I think he's so.
He doesn't. He's the most lighthearted kid.
The comment
Yes.
And so I was like, why did you take it back by all the crying? I was like, what is all this crying?
Regardless thing.
Yeah, but that's also like.
So, but from my perspective, parent, I was just like, are they young? Because you know what she's doing. And it was sort of like, if you would have done it.
You're not gonna know.
You're not gonna know. And he just, like, they just did
Jump in the deep
Don't
end.
be surprised.
he knows it. And so I think it's learning about my parents, about how it goes, because I was so pushing behind. And it's like, I don't know, it's friends, I remember that I was also,
It is. Now, I will say, 9 out of 10 kids, I say, jump in the deep end. There is always the one, right?
Yeah.
That probably doesn't need to compete, that we end up like,
the results get
anyway.
I agree.
Give me 1 second. We're almost done. Hey, guys, we're almost done. Marlo,
No idea.
I want to hear your voice.
No.
That's the reason our program, you just signed up.
Yes.
It's outside of you, like, okay, you're not gonna get the benefits. That's a little. Take a chance. Yes.
But definitely know your kid, know if, like, they're not 1 out of 10. It's not the right move, and we find out the hard way.
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10 kids,
None. Fine.
it's Yeah, like,
We do it.
we're there for them, and we manage expectations. We're there to learn. We try to manage those expectations. Okay? So, moving to the upcoming events, like I said, we try really hard to give you lots of opportunities tomorrow night. This tool meet is a huge deal, and we got I managed to get some complimentary tickets to make it affordable. So, and I got a van from Big Money Adventures that we're gonna take, but I had to wrangle people, and we try to offer these things. We have a huge opportunity coming up December 18th for Scout Squad and older. And admittedly, this is not for mini goats, but we are getting an in-person workshop with John Mesenbrink on mental performance training. Look him up. The short version is he was Ben Askren's youth coach, and the son now wrestles at Penn State as an NCAA champion, a U23 world champion, a U20 world champion, and made the world team. So this guy, this is a huge. We won this in a raffle at the Thoroughbred fundraiser for Ben Askren. Not all you know what those words mean. December 20th. Oh, I gotta print these out. But it's in your email. December 20th is our fundraiser at Panera on Chippewa. Meaning, but you have to, if you order online, you have to put that code in. If you go there in person, you have to show them either or digitally the flyer. And it's 4 to 8, I think. 4 to 8. 4 to 8. All you gotta do is buy 30% of their sales are gonna be donated. And that means all your coworkers forward it. Tell your coworkers going to Panera. This is the lowest lift fundraiser I can possibly, or Haley can possibly organize. Lowest gift possible. Show up. It's a specific time, yes, but think about all the people you can tell. Get Panera dinner that night. Something. You can't. It specifically says you cannot distribute the flyers within like 100 feet or something of the door. Yeah, like we can't stand there and get people as they walk in. But
Projector on something over
but you can beforehand. So, mini goats. Mini goats session 2 ends December 17th. You graduated from your, well, you already have your little goat. But mini goats ends December 17th. And then mini goats 3 starts on January 5th. So you have to re-register if you have a mini goat. And then keep an eye out for parent night, which is where you just come here, kick off your shoes, and Herman's mom will kick your butt in the game of tails.
Is that really the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
You will get workouts.
We'll have a jar of ibuprofen.
Only your workout.
But it's fun if you get to kick your shoes off and participate, and the kids love it. And the parents seem to love it. So look for parent night. We have socials, a movie night. I have bought us tickets to virtually watch Helen Believe. Look that up. It comes out December 22nd. Helen Maroulis is an Olympic champion, one of the great comebacks. Chris Pratt produced a documentary, and it comes out December 22nd, and I bought the digital viewing. So we will have a viewing night, as well as I also had bought S Plus, which my buddy Randy Couture stars in, and it's the only G-rated movie he's been in. So we'll do that, a movie night. Volunteer opportunities like Gateway City Wrestling League. We need parents to work tables. This one we might not, but we need help. There's always opportunities to step up and give us a hand. Sorry. What? 719. 719. Could have been worse. I heard mom. I heard why that. It's a lot, and there's so much I left out, and there's a lot of parents not here. But those of you who are here, you show up, and I know you read my emails, and I know you're on your things. I just figured. What? I'm figuring. I don't have enough for everyone. I have some kids.
I have that too.
You know, you keep showing up. I'm here. Coaches are here to answer questions. Well, like, you know, it's a long slide. We're asking everybody. Welcome to my practice. So, that's it.